Tournament number 3, and you can tell we're not in Florida anymore. But we are in someplace special. No doubt about it. Guntersville is a place where you can score and score big. It's time to start making a move. Time to get it in gear for Guntersville.
Angin. One more. Please, please, please. Never give up. Never give up! Let's go. Let's go.
The Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail.
Oh, you talk about ready for Guntersville. We are ready for Guntersville right here. I'm Tommy Sanders. Jerry McInnes is on Lake Guntersville, and in the analyst chair, special guest today on loan from Loudmouth Bass. You see him doing battle with Jake Kumar every Bass Saturday morning here. Mark Zona is here to give us the analysis. Mark, we appreciate it.
Great to be here. I hope you and I don't start arguing
Well, we're
today.
not going to come to blows. We're going to agree on a lot of things, which should be
I
nice,
hope so.
Jake. Okay, all right. You have done your homework. You've spent a lot of time, like Jerry this week, on Lake Guntersville. What's happening?
I was down there during the qualifying rounds. The big bass are eating. They're getting in the areas where they want to spawn. These guys are intercepting them on the way through. The big crankbait fishermen are going to rise to the top in this tournament.
The crankbait guys.
Yes,
this week. All right.
definitely. And it seems every time that the guys pull the trigger on one, it's 4 pounds or bigger. So we're in for a roller coaster ride.
We
today.
deep, we shallow, we all over the place.
All over the place. They're catching them from 1 foot down to about 15 foot. So it's pretty scattered out.
All right, and the bass are as big as they're going to be all year right now. So it's going to be a big bet. 100 pounds almost. The George Cochran last year, we're going to scare that. We're going to scare it. Oh, let's scare it. All right. They scared him a little bit on the first day. Edwin Evers, this guy loves Alabama, had a tour win down at Eufaula, south of here in 2003. Comes in with a great limit of largemouth.
Oh, check this out. 27 pounds and 15 ounces and a brand new leader out of Edwin Evers. Hello.
Edwin Evers, 30 years old, from Mansville, Oklahoma. As we say, he's got a tour win already. He's fishing that liftless crankbait here on Lake Guntersville and doing a great job of it. Edwin Evers would love another tour win right here to bump up to that next level of bass anglers. He's really looking forward to doing well at this tournament. It's going to be hard to lead it for 2 days. And what are we doing? Are we steelhead fishing here, Zona?
Where's the fly rod at? He's not supposed to be jig fishing
You
up
were
in
out
there.
there with Tommy Biffle on this first
I
day.
was out there with him. The only thing missing out there, Tommy, was a grizzly bear snatching up a salmon. That's the only thing we were missing all day.
Well, it may look like a trip to Yellowstone, but actually that is one of the tributaries into Lake Guntersville here, and seeing guys catch bass in conditions like that, quite amazing. So Tommy Biffle, again, a great day one, fades a bit on day number 2, remains in the top 12. Take a look at our top 6 after 2 days of fishing, including the legend Rick Clunn. Jason Quinn is in there, Mike Hicks, and this man, Morizo Shimizu.
How are you today?
Yeah, very, very good.
Yeah, very, very good. A limit of 5 bass, 13 pounds, and 13 ounces will have you fishing tomorrow. 21 pounds, 14 ounces, second place for Morizo Shimizu out of Osaka, Japan. You don't have lakes like this in Osaka, do you?
Yeah, I love Guntersville.
What do you say, Alabama, Japan's Morizo Shimizu?
Oh, a dream day for Morizo Shimizu, but having the best day by far on day number 2, a definite local favorite, last year's Citgo Angler of the Year, Gerald Swindle.
Them rocks don't run out very far is the whole deal. They kind of come out there. It looks like it runs way out, but on this end, it's flatter. It comes down, turns out a little bit. And right down there, it's deeper, so it just comes straight down. And the whole key is like my little crankbait. I can hit rocks right here. My jig right here, I can hit rocks up there. You just fall off. So it seems to be these flatter sides of it's where they at. You too, you too. Work it. Work it. Hop that little old jig along. There's one right there. That's a big one. Woo-hoo! I got you! I got you! You cannot fool me again.
Kind of serious about that hook set, Mark.
Yeah, he was swinging for the fence, Tommy.
Gerald Swindle would not make the final day, wouldn't make the Super 6. He missed the cut by 5 pounds, but 2 top 12 finishes over the first 3 tournaments of the year puts him in position to repeat as Angler of the Year. But a big splash, Japan's Morizo Shimizu, his first finals of his Citgo Bassmaster career.
Did it go well today? Very good. Good today. Did you catch a limit? English good? Great. Fantastic. Did you catch Big Mama? Yeah. Is she pretty?
Yeah, very pretty. I love it.
He's going to win $100,000. I want you to pull out these fish and you show me Big Mama, okay?
Okay.
All right, let's see Big Mama and Mauricio Shimizu. We're going to work on that English.
12 pounds, 1 ounce, a third place spot. That means you're going to be fishing tomorrow in the Super 6. First time ever. He's never top 10 before, never even made it to the semifinals, and now Japan's Mauricio Shimizu finds himself in the hunt for $100,000 and 300 points towards the Citgo Angler of the Year race.
Well, as we get ready for championship day, what a great bunch of stories we have working here. We got Fritz in the Super 6. We've got Zell Rowland, another old veteran. Edwin Evers trying to wire this thing. How can you do that on Lake Guntersville and check out who just missed the cut? A lot of people, Mark Zona, are going to be disappointed that Rick Clunn is not in the mix on this final
Definitely.
day.
Giant names missed the cut, Tommy. But the biggest thing is, like we said before, huge crankbait tournament. Clunn made it up there. We got Fritz in the top 6. It's going to go down.
It's going to be a big day. And as we teased just a moment ago, this Angler of the Year race is really getting interesting. Gerald Swindle, in fact, is poised to become the first man since, well, I guess it was Guido Hibden back in the early 90s to possibly repeat. Back-to-back Angler of the Year titles. Jerry is with our man right now.
Yeah, Tommy, actually, even before that, back in the 80s, Roland Martin pulled that little feat off, but back-to-back Angler of the Year, it can be done, but man, that's a toughie.
It can be done, and it's a long shot. I mean, it's worse than hitting hole-in-ones back-to-back on a golf course. You know, there's a lot of fishing to be done yet. We're halfway home. You know, to even know that I'm sitting in contention, I didn't even know where I was at till you mentioned it in the points. And that's how I try to block that out. Disregard the money that Sitco's got involved, all the Angler of the Year money, dude, that's huge. But I just try, I'm thinking we're only halfway there, but yeah, that's a long shot, Jerry.
If you did it again, would you not make it as close as last year?
I promise you, if I could ever get lucky and do it again, I want it to be way spread out because I've still got flashbacks of that day. You know, that's an unnerving event. Y'all loved that. It was great TV.
That's right.
Horrible for me.
Well, Tommy, this is the man that could do it, but he's got some real competition.
Yeah, I'll say he's got a little bit of competition, Jerry, including the reigning Classic champ Takahiro Omori ahead of him there, along with Skeet Reese. A lot of tough guys at the top, but this Angler of the Year race is far from over. This tournament at Guntersville is far from over as well. And Mark Zona, the short version of why you're pumped about this final day.
We are going to see some heavyweight punches thrown. Evers has not won this yet, Tommy.
All right, Mauricio Shimizu knows exactly what he's got to have on this final day at Guntersville.
Big Mama.
Big Mama, maybe Big Daddy, and Big Sister as well. We'll be right back.
The Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail is brought to you by Citgo and in part by Mercury Marine, Bush, and Toyota.
Welcome back to Citgo Bassmaster Tournament Trail. This is tournament number 3 for us of 2005 on Lake Guntersville on the Tennessee River. All the elements are in place for a great championship day. We have got a lake which is producing huge largemouth bass. We have got a great Super 6 ready to fish this final round. Jerry McInnes is with one of our competitors.
Well, Tommy, we got a pretty nice day down here at Guntersville. Temperatures in the 50s, but looks like we have some rain on the way. And I'm standing here with number 2, Zell Rowland. And Zell, I watched you come in yesterday. I was watching you in the boat as you pulled up there. You had that funny little Zell Rowland grin on your face. What's going on?
I tell you, Jerry, it's really changing every day. The fishing has changed every day that we've been here. For me, I've actually caught them on 3 different fishing lures, a different one each day, and the fish have gone from being fairly deep to a foot of water, and I'm sort of happy about this though, because the way I caught them the first day, I really had a big wad of fish found, and the sun popped out and they come back off the bank. So maybe today them fish will go to the bank and I'll be smiling by 10 o'clock.
With that Zell Rowland grin again.
With that Santee Cooper look.
Tommy, we are actually right outside the town of Guntersville, which kind of sits on a little peninsula right down here by the lock. These guys got 70 miles of water to fish, but you and Mark know more about that. How about explaining the layout to us?
All right, let's get our anglers situated on this championship day, starting with the ones that maybe aren't going so far. That would include Bud Pruitt going right around the corner, fishing between Brown and Willow Creek. Mike Hicks is fishing in Town Creek, appropriately enough. And David Fritz right off the edge of Buck Island.
Out on the main river, we got Marizo Shimizu up by Pine Island. Only guy out on the main river. Way up the lake, though, 30 miles from the launch ramp, we got Edwin Evers up in Roseberry Creek fishing the dirty water.
All right, right now we're going to head on out to Zell Rowland. He's fishing Seabold Creek.
Every day the fish has changed to some extent, but I've changed areas of the lake every day and to catch the fish that I've caught. If I can punch that grass or not. This jig.
Zell Rowland, who started the day in second place. Now, you're going to see some batting averages come up on your screen today. Your batting average is basically how well you do against the standard of catching your 5 fish every day of competition that is available to you. Zell Rowland right now is sitting at a 473.
Tommy, what? He just caught a fish off a boat dock. Isn't he supposed to be cranking like everybody else?
Yeah, with a rattle trap out in the grass. What's going on here?
That's what I'm talking about right there, baby. It's gonna be a real good day here in a little while. I really believe that a lot of these fish that I caught here the first day are suspended under these docks out here where the water's about 8 to 10 foot, but that's the hardest fish in your life to try to catch, is one of them that's suspended. Little by little, they ease up here and get on this little drop, and they feed on the little shad that's swimming around this dock. What I'm using is a 3/8 ounce Booyah jig with a 3-inch Yum Big Claw, and they want that smaller profile bait. Oh, God, that's a toad. You ain't going back into that dock. Looky there, baby. Stevie, you're the man.
Zell Rowland off to the super start. Right now, we're going to take a look at a guy. What a story this guy has. One of the big figures in fishing in Japan, Marizo Shimizu.
9時ぐらいまではここのストレッチを流して次の場所に行きます。そこにも大きな魚、ビッグバス、ビッグママ。
Shimizu on a mission to make it and make it big here in the United States. This is his first time in 3 years fishing with the Bassmasters that he has made the finals. He promised the crowd on day 3 he would bring in Big Mama.
Big Mama! Hey! Yay! I told you yesterday, Big Mama! Woo! Oh! Thank you, Big Mama.
Wow, Tommy, I've been looking for Big Mama my whole life. What he's doing, seriously, on his spot is he's idling along there, finding the outside edge of that grass, finding all the notches, turns, and points. That's how he's catching Big Mama.
1 hour, 1 fish. Okay, enough. がいてると思うんで、それを同じようにアウトサイドでクランクベイトで釣っていきたいと思いますけどね。よし。Oh, thank you. Woo. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah! Woo! Big mama! Woo! 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 Lovely! God! My hat? I'm pretty bubble. Whew, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Backwards.よかった、バレなくて。
Well, on a lake full of big fish, big changes can happen really fast. Edwin Evers started out the day in first place. Shimizu erased that deficit with his first fish, Roland's first two fish, and look where he is right now. But that doesn't mean that Evers can't turn it around in the next hour. Stick with us. There's much more to come, and it's going to be big. Oh, we are moving fast on Lake Guntersville, trying to get to the place where the big fish live, which apparently is just about any place on Guntersville. It's championship day. Tommy Sanders along with Mark Zona. We have got a great final round going on here. Yesterday was the final day for our non-boaters. Terry Bloom of Florida played the game to perfection. He was your non-boater champion. But right now, we're following this man, Edwin Evers. Mark Zona, he is trying to win this thing wire to wire at a place like Guntersville?
Exactly, Tommy. And the biggest problem, he's already taken a couple shots to the chin. He's got two people ahead of him. The biggest problem doing this wire to wire, he's fishing one spot. How many pounds has he taken out of that spot?
I just gotta keep fishing, not get flustered, stay focused. They're gonna bite today.
Edwin Evers batting just over 500 using the lipless crankbait.
Tommy, one of the deadliest ways to fish in the spring. A red lipless crankbait fished over that grass. It is by far one of the best ways to catch these big bass.
Is he doing anything different with his?
What he's trying to do is just get it down into that grass, and you notice he kind of pulls it sluggishly just to break it free, and that's when you get those cold bass to grab it.
Man, it's been a long time coming to get a bite this morning.
Back to Zell Rowan, who's trying to win this tournament and crawl his way back into the classic field.
There he is. Oh, come to daddy. This is a good one. Oh, crap. It's a real big one. He's a real big one.
We know that Zell Roland's game plan is to fish boat docks, flip those docks most of the day, but even he can't resist the urge to get out there with that little lipless crankbait.
Tommy, he found a little patch of grass right off one of those boat docks. What an ideal spot to give that crankbait some love.
Zell Roland won the Big Fish tournament down at Santee Cooper a couple of years ago. He'd like to win this Big Fish tournament.
Oh! Almost want to lay down and kick my feet, baby. Oh, that's a good one. Oh, baby, we're going. Two more good ones.
Edwin Evers is having a bad day so far. He really needs to guard against losing his confidence.
Tommy, he's got a big problem. The water's dropping. He is not getting a lot of bites. He needs to capitalize on the ones he does.
Look! I mean, he knocked a foot of slack in it. I mean, I don't know what else to do.
That downward spiral just keeps working on this morning for Edwin Evers. Again, he's fishing that sort of unorthodox way of getting that rattle trap through that grass there, and it's just not working perfectly right now.
It's almost like he's slow rolling it. I mean, he's just barely bringing that lipless crankbait through there. There's not a lot of grass where he's fishing, Tommy. It's about 4 to 5 foot of water. He's just trying to tick that grass and sluggishly pull there. The water's still cold. The fish aren't blasting these baits. They're just kind of loading them up on it.
They started the day with the lead. Now, he doesn't know what the other guys are doing right now, but you can bet he senses what's going on. He's losing ground.
Tommy, he needs big ones and lots of them fast.
All right, Edwin Evers, who his first fishing tournament when he was a young boy, really, beat a bunch of guys in bass boats using a little kick boat.
Well, he's not doing too bad right here either.
that fish better net out there. But it's a keeper. All right. And they're few and far between, but I won't take them. Patience, 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 patience.
Back out to the main lake, the Pine Island area, Morzo Shimizu, fishing those grass edges, big flat, big sunken island there.
Ow. I got it. Breathe. Oh. I don't think so. Keeper. I don't know. Oh yeah. Keeper. Keeper. Yeah. Oh. Rock.
There you go, Morzo Shimizu starting to make some waves with that little crankbait of his. This is it right here, the little Strike King model. It's very similar to that one, but whose is that, Mark?
The master of crankbait fishing, David Fritz's Rapala right there. And when we come back, he's going to show us a little something different about that.
Different than what Shimizu's doing.
Definitely.
You want to see that, stick around.
Big Mama! Hey!
Big Mama, that's the way the day started for Morzo Shimizu. One of the two horses that came out of the gate smoking today on Lake Guntersville. Zell Rowland, check out that lead he's got right now, 81 pounds, but never mind. We're on Lake Guntersville. Those numbers can change and change quickly. Here's one of the guys that can change them, the former Classic champ from 1993, David Fritz.
I gotta make some decisions here. I don't know whether to go make a round where I've been fishing at, or just go fish some new stuff. Yeah, we're going to have to move. Let's go.
Well, there he is, the great David Fritz, making his move right now. And you cannot talk about David Fritz without, of course, talking about his crankbait. And I know Zona has some great stuff on us on that crankbait, Mark.
Definitely, Tommy. David Fritz is fishing just like he likes to fish. He's throwing a crankbait. He's throwing a Rapala BT10. Now, David has caught some fish on this thing throughout the tournament in grass like the other guy. But one of the biggest things he's doing, he's getting it down into rock. He's maintaining bottom contact and plowing that thing through rock, okay? He has a big fiberglass rod that lets it give when a fish comes up and hits it. Tommy, he's a master at this.
He is a master. He has a lot of fans. Today, of course, he has a big posse following him on Lake Guntersville. Let's track him from the launch there at Redneck Beach. Some people call the place that. All the way up Lake Guntersville, about 15, 20 miles to the 159 bridge. And amazingly, in that posse is our own Jerry McInnes.
David, I didn't know it was going to be so easy covering you.
I know it. I've been close to all the banks. It ain't like me.
Man, this is fantastic. You got quite a crowd following you, too.
I know it. I don't know where everybody come from. I sort of picked them up.
What are you trying to do right here?
Well, a lot of these fish are just out here in the channel. And when they feed, they come up on the rocks, but when they're not feeding, they're on out here. And I don't know, I was throwing one bait and they hit that thing about 10 times and they ain't been getting it, so I tried something a little bit deeper. I thought I'd try it.
How deep are you going, do you think?
Well, this is a 16 here, and I hadn't fished this deep all week, but I don't know. Worth a try, you know. I ain't been catching any fish till up in the evening anyway. That's what's been killing me.
So you're not panicking yet, right?
Oh, no. I caught those 2 big fish for 10 minutes ago yesterday, and I'm sure I'll catch some today. It's just, I would like to stumble on a little patch before it got so late, though.
Well, I'm going to have to get out of your way here before I get run over.
Yeah, you can stand a good chance of getting run over.
And I think I'm just going to go across the street and get a cheeseburger and and a hot cup of coffee.
Well, how about dropping me by a cup of coffee when you come back through?
Yeah, we can do that. Good luck, David.
All right.
Right there, you're probably looking at the best crankbait fisherman in the world. And I guess that's why he draws such a crowd. Look at all the boats around him here. Everybody knows about David Fritz and the crankbait, and they want to sit there in the boat and stand in front of the boat and watch it happen. And I think that's great. David's got a lot of fans, and I also think it's great how they are respecting his water. They're close enough to watch and see what's going on, but they certainly aren't bothering him in any way.
All right, the great David Fritz doing the stadium fishing thing right there. Jerry McInnes with the box seat. But right now, let's take a look at the track. The man who's doing a great imitation of a world-class crankbait artist today. That's Morizo Shimizu. You see him traveling about 13 miles up the river. The only one of our 6 anglers who is fishing in the main river. Pine Island, the submerged island, is where he's located. And the fact that it is a sunken island, it has drop-offs, differences in depth. And that's part 1 of the equation, right, Mark?
Tommy, what he's concentrating on the most right here is the edge of the grass, the outside edge. Bass use that outside edge just like a highway. They'll go along that straight edge and boom, there'll be a little bitty turn, and that's an ambush point. He's making real long casts up into that grass and just barely trying to tick the top of the grass. The biggest thing is, right when that bait gets down into it, it'll just hang up on that grass, and then it'll snap it free real hard. And right when that happens, boom.
Are those bass following him there?
Absolutely.
All right, he's got about 3 more hours left of fishing, and he needs a couple more fish.
I think 11 o'clock to 2 o'clock. One more big chance.
One more big chance for Morizo Shimizu. Coming up, the Citgo Bass Insider and how Japanese anglers are changing the sport of bass fishing. They're certainly attracting a lot of attention.
Yeah, the Japanese guys seem to be, most of them seem to be pretty good guys. So, you know, that's good, which I guess if you could understand them, it might make it a little different story, but, and they'd be talking about you and you don't even know it, you know. It's,
Thank you.
The Citgo Bass Insider.
The Japanese influence on American tournament bass fishing started in 1987. Since that time, Japanese anglers may have started to figure out the bass fishing game in the States. Japanese anglers have won 6 events since 1993, including Takahiro Omore's 2004 Classic Championship. In a sport that was once considered as American as baseball and apple pie, Japanese anglers have won 2 of the last 3 major events. This one on Lake Guntersville could very well be won by Morizo Shimizu.
The Bass Insider has been brought to you by Citgo.
Back and ready to go. Tommy Sanders again with Mark Zona today. And what about it, Zona? Are the Japanese guys figuring this thing out?
I think they are, Tommy. The biggest thing is that they fish enormously pressured lakes in Japan, and that's helping them excel here.
All right, they're getting better and better. We're certainly seeing it this week at Guntersville. Let's talk about another subject, very important, looming. The Elite 50 competition. Qualifying for the Elite 50 is all important. The only Japanese angler so far qualified for that, of course, last year's Classic champ, Takahiro Omori. Let's look at the guys who are on the bubble, basically 26th down through 30th place. These are the guys who are striving and sweating to make it into the Elite 50. Martins, Howell, Harold Allen, Jeff Creed, Stacy King has got to work hard to get in there. The Elite 50 is an important deal.
A very important deal. No entry fee, huge payback, great for these guys' sponsors. The biggest thing is, though, you cannot get in right now by losing a fish, a very costly fish. Very important time of year for these guys.
Catching limits is all important. That's why we concentrate on batting averages. Batting averages works this way. Basically, you've got 4 days of fishing. You've got 4 opportunities to catch 5 fish each day. That's 20 at-bats for each tournament. That means they've had almost 60 at-bats so far in the season. Let's take a look at who's leading in the batting averages. It's David Walker, an average of 727. There's our man, Gerald Swindle, right behind him with 636, and Takahiro Omori. We're seeing the same names again and again.
Definitely. Hey, every sport has averages, and this shows who the most consistent angler is throughout the year. It's a great way to figure it out.
Fascinating stuff. But even as we sit here and talk, we're missing Zell Rowland, who's having a dream day. Let's get out to the lake.
Yeah. And he got it. Oh, there he is. That's a big one. That's a big one. Yeah, that's a good one. I got him snagged in the side. Hey, look at that, right in the head. Don't get no better than that. I'll take him any way the bass God wants to let me have one. Okay, and boys are gonna have to catch him now. And I ain't done yet.
Going to have to let him have that one. That was a legal fish, right?
Absolutely legal. That fish struck at the bait, and that is a legal catch as long as he wasn't looking at it.
Back over to Edwin Evers, Mansville, Oklahoma. Incredibly, he has led this tournament day 1, day 2, and day 3. Started out in the lead, of course, today, and he's lost that lead. What's he got to do to turn things around?
He needs some big bites. Bites like this are what's going to get him back up there, and he needs several of them right now, Tommy.
Edwin Evers has won one tour event before, the Big Eufaula tournament back in 2003. He would love to win this one.
That's the kind that got him to the final.
Man, I knew I was going to get one of these bites today. I just had to stick with it. That's a good one. That's a good one.
We've got such a tremendous tournament going on. It's a shame we can't bring you more of guys like Bud Pruitt, but Bud is having a terrible day, which is a shame because he had a tremendous tournament. Yesterday, he caught the biggest fish of all, over 8 pounds, and he really is maybe the best lipless crankbait guy in the world.
Tommy, he's from Texas. Anybody from Texas knows how to fish a lipless crankbait.
Those Rayburn guys know those rattle traps down there. And Michael Hicks as well, himself having a very tough day. Everything went wrong for him today.
Fishing the same way. And not only that, Michael Hicks also fished in the same area Cochran won last year.
Hooked.
Same exact points.
She barely hooked. Now that's a toad spot right there. Yeah.
All right, back over to Zell Rowland, working that dock over. Zell Rowland with the lead at this point.
I know they've been catching some big crappie out of there every day. I got 2 good ones here this morning.
Size of the audience doesn't matter. It's the devotion of the audience that makes a difference.
That guy's got a fishing spot tomorrow morning.
He does.
Guaranteed.
Absolutely, he does. Zell Rowland, man, if he could win $100,000, he would be on the verge of joining that $1 million club. This could be a big day for Zell.
Of them anyway.
Por isso. Yeah! Unbelievable! Yeah! Big mama! I had 5? 5? Can I beer? Thank you! Thank you! Big mama! Shaking every time. One more. I changed. Big mama.
All the big mama.
Big Mama was the right fish at the right time for Shimizu. This thing is getting so tight, you cannot
It's
possibly
over.
leave now.
I'm smiling now.
Never give up.
Final moments of the championship round here at Lake Guntersville on the Citgo Bassmaster Tour. Two anglers have separated from the crowd. Zell Rowland and Morizo Shimizu. It could come down to one fish to decide this thing. And the best part about it is, Mark Zona, it could be an 8-pounder.
Tommy, it's at the point right now, every fish they're catching are giants. What are they going to need next? I mean, it is an 8 or 9 pounder.
Shimizu down by 3 pounds to Zell Rowland. We've just got a few minutes left.
That was outstanding. There's a big one. Oh, it's over. He ate it. Don't come off. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Hold on, baby. Heads up. Come here. Oh, there it is, baby. You don't think he ate it? He's smiling for you. Oh, it was worth the trip. Let's see. Damn, it's hell to be culling 4-pounders. It's over. I'm smiling now. If I finish second, I deserve it. Oh, baby. Whew. He popped it.
I need one more. Change. Never give up. 10 minutes. Never give up.
At this point in the proceedings, Morizo Shimizu has a limit. He has 5 fish, but the only one that's not a giant, 2.5-pounder. He needs a big mama to swap out with that one.
3 minutes.
Time is running out. He needs a 7-pounder. He needs a 7-pound bass to have a shot at catching Zell Rowland.
Just 5 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Yeah. Oh no. Oh. Ooh. Oh no. Please, 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 please. No, please, please, come on, please. Please, come on, please. Please. Yes! 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 Oh. More. Which is small. Thank you. Hold on. 2 more, 2, ready? Okay. Okay. Yes! Let's go. Let's go.
It's like in the movie script of the big gunfight. Morizo Shimizu, the gunslinger who comes into town, pulls out the miracle fish at the last moment. Zell Rowland, the Gary Cooper type. Strong, steady, all day long. Our weights are unofficial. It's too close to call, but we'll call it when we get back. We're back at Guntersville, and we've seen some outrageously good fish catching on this final day, but 2 performances are definitely up on the next level. Zell Rowland, in shallow water near some super productive boat docks, started the day in 2nd place and has put up a championship effort. Morizo Shimizu of Japan's day has been even more impressive. Starting 7 pounds behind the leader, he erased the deficit with his first fish of the morning. And following grass lines in deeper water, he has loaded his live well with a limit of giants, including one of the biggest on the last cast of the day. Do they have any idea what they're in for back at the weigh-in site at Guntersville? The weather has gotten downright miserable, but they're here to show appreciation. Mike Hicks is appreciative of the fact that he's here on this final day, though his fishing area didn't hold up. David Fritz, the former Classic champ, knows he lost the good ones yesterday. But no matter, he's glad to be fishing. Extra glad to make the top 6. Zell Rowland waits with a lot of well-wishers. He's upbeat. He knows he's done what he was supposed to do today.
Oh, yeah.
Morizo Shimizu, he keeps the 1,000-watt smile on the outside, but professes a case of the nerves on the inside. After all, he's got a 5-year plan to become one of the game's top guys in America. He's on the verge of taking the biggest step right now. The fish are loaded. It's time. Could it be the 30-pound bag everyone's been hoping to see this week?
Ladies and gentlemen, check this out.
Zell knew that someone else would catch them today, and as the fish come out, well, he's figured out who that was.
30 pounds.
And a big lead for Morizo Shimizu.
That's what I'm talking about. 5 Guntersville Toads. Yeah.
For Zell, a little time to think about this one. Now he knows he has to have almost 26 pounds to catch Shimizu. He tells Evers he hasn't got it.
I ain't got 26.
Time to think. Time to do the math some more as Bud Pruitt weighs in to eventually take 4th place. Zell heads to the stage, and his expectations are not good.
You need 26 pounds even to take the lead. Let's watch this thing. 26 pounds takes the lead. 27 pounds, 6 ounces, and a brand new...
But the 5 fish are enough, 27.6. And a lot of folks are surprised. And you know one of them is Zell Rowland.
Yes, it is.
Edwin Evers weighs in his 14.7. He's put up a great effort to stay on top for the first 3 days. He winds up in 3rd place. And the champ is crowned. A bit stunned, obviously delighted. He has caught 50 pounds of bass over the last 2 days, and he claims his prize.
I knew coming here because of the first 2 tournaments I've had, I had to have a good tournament here, and this gets me back where I can take a shot and run at the Classic. And now that I'm in the momentum, I'll probably carry it a little ways.
Here years ago and reclaiming a title in Guntersville, Alabama. 2005 Citgo Bassmaster Tournament champ, Zell Rowland.
Now that's a weigh-in right there.
Come on, man. I thought he had it.
That was a heartbreaker for Morizo Shimizu. Did you think Rowland had 26+ pounds?
Definitely not.
Oh,
definitely not. But I'm going to tell you something. Shimizu now has a fan.
He's got a lot of fans. Zell Rowland's got a lot of fans across the world. Big kudos to Zell. After all, he's won 2 tour events in the last 3 seasons, and that is really going some. We're just about out of time, but some important business. Before we go, we have to crunch the numbers from this tournament. Let's start with the Purolator Big Bass. A guy you know, Gerald Gosnick, 9 pounds and 12 ounces.
From Michigan. And here's a surprise. He caught it on a lipless crankbait, Tommy.
All right, a newsflash right there. Major controversy for the Bush Shootout. Here's another big controversy. None of these 4 guys is going to get knocked out of the shootouts. 4 big weights from each of the 4 days of fishing, of course, led by Morizo Shimizu today. 30 pounds and 5 ounces. The Toyota Horizon Award starting to heat up just a little bit. Jay Kendrick right ahead of, look at that, the former Classic champ, Robert Hamilton, Toyota Rookie of the Year race. Andre Moore was running away with this thing. Now a guy you know, Dave Wallach, is trying to run down Andre Moore.
Better keep your eye on Dave Wallach. Very, very consistent fisherman.
All right, and let's look at those Angler of the Year points as they try to get into the Bassmaster Classic. Zell Rowland had not had a super season so far, but he really helps his cause today. Moves up into 61st place in the Angler of the Year points. Mike Hicks moves up as well to 39th place, and Bud Pruitt all the way up to 30th place. And next week, we're going to a place that I've never been before, and I don't think you've ever been there before. Have any of these guys been to Clarks Hill Reservoir?
Not many of them, and I'm going to tell you something. Local knowledge from past is not going to help in this tournament. Whoever has a good practice and adapts throughout the tournament, that's who's going to win it.
The all-around fisherman is going to take this one. All right, that'll be a good one next week. The J. Strom Thurman Reservoir, a.k.a. Clarks Hill, will be there for the Citgo Bassmaster Tournament 3.
Yes! Yes!
Oh, there it is, baby.
This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For more, log on to Bassmaster.com.
Thank you.